the chatbot, with the knowledge that they want to pass across to their audience. So there's a lot that is happening with AI, and people are making money. If you're not aware, people are making money. And it is true that AI will replace a lot of jobs. If that's a question you're asking that is troubling your mind, will AI replace a lot of jobs? Yes, AI will replace jobs. AI will replace jobs that AI can replace. There is a limit to AI, because AI doesn't have, in as much. Somebody asked me, there was an AI research going on, and somebody came to my DM on LinkedIn to ask me a question about what he thinks are the downsides of AI. And I specifically told him, coming from my point of view, I work in the healthcare sector. So I told him that one of the areas that I feel that AI will I don't think AI would ever really fill that gap, is the fact that, in as much as you can help people, or physicians, physical therapists, and the rest of them, automate their processes, help them become more efficient, you cannot take away the clinical reasoning of someone who went to training for 6 years. You cannot take away the human factor. You cannot take away the fact that these diseases can vary from one patient to another. So the fact that AI is, becoming the order of the day, and the fact that AI will take away some jobs, doesn't mean that AI will replace other jobs. Now, the only way you can secure yourself in this, in this with this trend that is coming up, is to find a way to use AI to help you be more efficient in whatever field you find yourself in. I work with Synesis One, and what Synesis One does is that a lot of companies contract Synesis One to help them gather data from human beings like myself. Train. They give us specific words to train. We train them with the knowledge that we have, and those those words get validated. Those sentences go through rigorous process so that they get validated, and it gets sent out as an open source to these different companies that need them. And so one thing I noticed is that for every of those sentences we train, there are different domains, and it's usually given to chatbots. So for example, if you come to a website, those chatbots you see that you converse with, some of the conversations you see have been trained by humans already. For example, humans like myself, because that's what I do, that's my job description. So we train those AI with what they are supposed to respond to you as, how a human being will ask them questions, and how would respond to them in those specific scenarios. So if you look at it on a large scale, you see that there's a lot that AI has to offer. AI chatbot assistants, a lot of things. So I'll just give you some few examples of some generative AI tools that I have knowledge of that actually work. So when it comes to text generation, we know about the common chat GPT. We know about the common chat GPT. We know about Meta AI. A lot of us use WhatsApp on our phones, and we have Meta AI. We just tell Meta AI what we want, and Meta AI brings it out for us. We have other GPT, the ones that even came out recently. I think it was DeepSeek from China that was released recently, and is said to be more powerful than ChatGPT. I haven't explored it, so I can't say that for sure. We have image generating tools. There are some AI tools that you would feed with your own image, and it will edit it for you. So when we say some jobs may be replaced, some people like designers or photographers or people who edit pictures, let's say video editors or picture editors, some of those jobs may not really exist, except those people who know how to use AI tools effectively. Because in the coming years from now, a lot of people may not want to, part away with their money when they can easily find an AI tool that will do that for them. So we have to be really smart. There are image generation tools like Style GAN, Daddy E. We have audio generating tools. There are some tools that you would write a script, and it will use an American accent to produce that script for you. So if you're somebody that is into YouTube videos, animations, and the rest of them, you can literally feed an AI this particular script, and it will produce audios for you. That is audios from different parts of the world. You can choose from Portugal. You can choose to have someone from India. a voice from India to read out that script for you, or someone from America, you want to have a Spanish person say it in the way they would say it. We have video generation tools as well. I think I mentioned that earlier when I was speaking about YouTube animations and the rest. They are also for people who are into development, um, developers, software developers. You are familiar with GitHub, Copilot, IBM Watson, Code Assistant, and the rest of them. So find out ways in which you can key into this very AI driven world that is about to be out. So a lot of things. There are a lot of applications of generative AI in our different fields, and how AI can make your different fields effective. Medicine and healthcare, for example, medical imaging. There are a lot of tools now that help to interpret medical images, your CT scans, your X-rays. There are a lot of tools that you can use to actually read those things, and it will give you a good analysis and what you're looking for. Telemedicine, we know about telemedicine. All this are made possible through AI. Someone you can actually stay at the comfort of your home and actually be assessed holistically for someone who has a health challenge. Human resource also have various ways they use AI to recruit people for these days when they say you do your CV in such a way that AI doesn't reject it. You know that a lot of HR officers are using AI tools to screen your CVs. So this is one of the things that we need to be very aware of. Banking and finance, people use AI to do a lot of things in banking, in education, content creation. For example, I am trying to start out content creation. If you're someone who wants to start out content creation, you don't really need to think far. There are a lot of tools that can actually assist you to start out content creation, start out video creation, put yourself out there. If you want to remain behind the scenes, that's fine. But you can actually, use AI tools to start content. Use AI tools to write the scripts. You can read it out. You can use AI audios to read it out. You can do a lot of things with artificial intelligence. So my advice to everybody is, if you are looking to stay ahead in an AI driven future, you have to prepare for it. Just like I did in 2023 when I first began my foundation in AI. There are a lot of things you can do. First, one thing I would advise you to do is to develop skills that AI cannot replace, because there are definitely some skills that AI cannot replace, and those skills are what will be needed. It will be needed for you to drive those AI operations, like creativity. I'm not saying AI is not creative, or AI is highly creative, but there is something called human creativity. There's critical thinking, emotional intelligence. If you tell AI that you love AI, or you go and tell ChatGPT that you love it now, it will respond to you that it's just a chatbot and it cannot feel anything. So this is to tell you that there are some skills that AI there are some skills that AI cannot replace. Emotional intelligence, critical thinking. AI can analyze data, but it can never think like a human being. So also leverage free and affordable tools. I think you do your due diligence to browse about these things. There are a lot of tools that are free. So if you are looking for how to step out in your own sector, use Google. Even the AI tools gone, they can tell you about those tools. You can meet ChatGPT to tell you what are those tools what are those AI tools in my field that I can use to become better, that I can use to leverage opportunities and the rest of them. Um, I've given some AI tools already. If you're into content creation, ChatGPT, Grammarly, Canva, Copy AI. If you're into business, you're an entrepreneur, look forward to checking Panda Doc, chatbox like Tidio, Notion AI. If you're a student, research, you know about Consensus AI, you know about Bard, Google Bard, you know about ChatGPT. Don't just use those things verbatim. Use AI in a very smart way. Do not ask AI to give you something and you carry it verbatim and go and use it. Use AI. That's why you need to learn about prompt engineering. I would advise everyone to go and take a simple course on prompt engineering. Use Coursera to learn those courses. You can use what are the other platforms that exist? EDX and those other ones out there. So these are my final thoughts here. No matter your industry, one thing that you have to realize is that AI is already here and it is accessible for all. The smartest thing that you do for yourself now is to key into it. There are still a lot of things I have not touched, and there are still a lot of things that even given if given all the time, I will still not be able to touch. But if we are to remain relevant in the coming years, if you are going to remain relevant in your field, you have to be AI. You have to be AI fit. Let me use the word AI fit, because where I'm coming from, we say the word physically fit a lot. So now, if you are going to remain relevant in this particular decade that is coming, you have to be AI fit. Go after literacy, find out what is happening in the world of AI, how you can key into it. You know, a lot of people are you landing jobs across the globe. Platforms like Upwork. I earned my first dollars in 2020 on Upwork. I just started at Upwork and sent a proposal and I got my first job. So if you're someone who is looking to develop multiple streams of income, look into using AI to help you. Not everything has to be hard work. Sometimes use smart work, and AI is here to make your work very, very smart. um I hope with all this I have said that a lot of us will leave here today ready to delve into this world of AI just like I have. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope you have gotten a lot. Okay. Okay, I'm supposed to answer now. Okay. How do you expose yourself to knowledge on AI, especially in the medical field? Websites, books, articles. I would say start with the basics of AI itself. So there are some courses that I took on Coursera that exposed me to what generative AI was. I think if you check on Coursera and apply for their financial aid, you'll be able to secure some courses that give you a basic understanding of AI. Then I would also advise you to keep, you know, keep yourself updated with what is happening in AI, specifically in the medical field. Now, when you do a simple Google search on AI in the medical field, a lot of you see a lot of web pages that will bring out what has been happening, you know. And if you want to make it specific to your own field, you can easily put that in there. But I think starting out on a very basic level of AI is to know what AI is, how it works generally, then look for how you can apply it into your own, sector. So there are a lot of things happening in AI in the medical field. There are a lot of apps that have been created that use AI to help you find clients. I think there is this one in Nigeria. I think I think one of the workers is even on this call. I can't remember the name of the. It's an app that help patients connect with physiotherapists in their area. And so that is one, yes, Azim Health. So that is one of the ways AI is transforming. So for people who don't have access to the app, you see them struggling to find patients to treat and only relying on one source of income. For someone who is on such an app like that, Azim Health, they can easily sit at the comfort of their home and have patients look for physiotherapists that are in their area and actually look for them and get connected with them to help them with their therapy session. So these are just basic things. Research, I think you should do thorough research in your own field on what is happening in AI, and take basic courses to see how you can improve your knowledge on AI. I hope that answered your question. Okay, your fear is very, very valid, and your fear will most likely come to pass. That's the truth. You don't have to run away from it. But just like I said earlier, develop skills that AI cannot replace, and find a way to use AI to your own good. Find a way to use AI to make you more efficient. People who know AI is not only going to take away people's jobs, it's going to create more jobs. So if it's taking away the jobs of people who do repetitive tasks, it's replacing it with jobs of people who know how to use these AI tools themselves. So one thing I advise you to do is, as these AI tools are coming up, as AI is fast changing the world, find out how you can fit in and how you can effectively use these tools for your own good.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Confirm you can hear me. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Thank you. So I actually feel like Dorcas actually pivoted to my script because it looks like she was mentioning everything I had literally written down. Fair enough. It was also a very enlightening for me as well. I had a lot of things to learn. So, um, brief introduction. My name is Verilolua Onabanjo. Sometimes I use the writing being. I'm a freelancer. I think that's what they used to know about me. I have a background in law. can call me a lawyer, you can call me a law graduate, whatever law related thing it is you want to call me. Very well. So I studied law in the University of Nafe Babalola University in Ekiti, Ado Ekiti. And yes, basically that's what I did at the time. So quick one, let's go into what we have today. So I'll move from what Dorcas had mentioned when she was speaking. I mean, she gave a very beautiful presentation. I was literally nodding like, oh, I feel that, I feel that. So the first thing to know about this whole AI thing, especially now, I'm going to be speaking specifically to professionals here. So if you are not a professional, if you are not a professional, if you are not if you are not a freelancer, if you are not a job seeker, you might struggle with what I want to say, or you might not be able to relate. So this is for people that are seeking job opportunities, freelancing, those in the remote work world, or persons just looking to earn online. So all of the skills that she mentioned are skills that can be sold online. I mean, everything she mentioned, from prompt engineering to content creation to the YouTube example she gave, to everything she mentioned can be sold online. My own first interaction with AI was actually my first interaction with AI was 20. I think mine was 2022. I think I was in my final year at the time. Yes, and then I used Upwork for client acquisition. So at the time, I would use it to write my proposals. I didn't know how to do it very well, but I would use it to write my proposals and then offering my skills as a copywriter and a content writer. Also, I would use it for research to sound better. Honestly, I didn't even know that we are still coming to a season where AI will come and beg for our jobs. Please confirm you can hear me. Can you all hear me?
We
Yes,
can
yes.
hear you.
All right. So I didn't even know that there'll be a time when AI would make everybody scared. So when I think I started with ChatGPT, and then I moved on to copy AI. I started paying for some premium tools. That was all I knew about AI. Until I heard that AI has come, and then there was this fear from very many people. So the thing is, AI will replace you, not necessarily because you're not good at what it is that you do, but it will replace you if you don't learn how to use AI. So let me give an instance. I think 2 years ago, I had this interview with a client on Upwork at the time, and the client said, "Oh, Ray, so why should I employ you as my copywriter when I can equally get AI to do the job? I mean, you're a copywriter, and AI is also the copywriter. AI will most likely give me a better copy than yourself." And I gave the client a very interesting answer. I told him that I learned how to write. I went through trainings on writing and copywriting. I'm not sure AI has gone through that training. And so I feel like if I'm able to bring my knowledge of writing with my proficiency with I can deliver a much better job than what the AI will deliver. I totally got the client. Now, to stay positioned or to always have, because the topic is about mastering essential skills for the automated era. Now, there are some skills that you must have. There are some skills that AI cannot literally give. When Dorcas was speaking, she spoke about critical thinking. She spoke about trying to confirm that my slide is showing. Please a minute. Okay. Because she spoke about creativity, she spoke about emotional intelligence. So there are some things that no matter how hard you try, AI cannot do it. Now AI is very creative, but you can achieve maximum creativity if you learn how to use AI at the basic level. Um, at the basic level, what it is that will work for you is knowing how to prompt AI. Like if you're a human being right now and you don't know how to prompt ChatGPT, AI will replace you 150% because it means that you're not even on the ladder. It means that you're not even on the race. Now, if you're using AI tools and maybe you don't know how to use it very well, for example, now this slide you're seeing was created with AI. I used gamma dot app to create it. All I needed to do was modify my script, take it there and design it, and then it's a beautiful slide, much better than what I think some people would deliver with PowerPoint. But like I said, your capacity to use AI to get the best results is what will make a difference for you in the year 2025. And moving on, creativity is 1, emotional intelligence is 2, critical thinking is 3, adaptability is 4. Now, one of the issues I have with having my notes is I do not like to appear scripted. So I would try to make it as natural as possible and possibly make the slide available for persons who need it. But I would want to relate directly, not exactly reading through a script, so that the idea can flow. Now, for critical thinking and adaptability, with AI, if you are not able to adapt this period, okay, let me give an example for quick um for us to quickly align. Sometime in around 2008, 2009, some of us are familiar with typewriting. I mean, those of us that did business studies in school, GS3, GS2, GS1, we did typewriting, we did shorthand, and the rest of it. Now, that skill is almost useless. Now, if there was anybody at the time that learned typewriting and did not learn how to type directly with computer at the moment, they would have been replaced, and AI has not even come. They would have been replaced totally. So there are some skills that you have now that, yes, if you utilize AI, you can get the best of. But there are skills that if you do not improve yourself or you don't learn how to embrace AI will replace you. So AI will send you home. Now, because most of the things I'll try to talk about is particularly with finding jobs, freelancing, and remote work. I want to streamline it to that. There are tools that Dorcas already mentioned previously that I think you should check up. And I think that if you are basically looking to know about AI, it might be very hard to keep up. If you're on Twitter, you will know a lot of times when all of these AI experts come and say LinkedIn is something something. These are the three most important AI tools you should use. Tomorrow, tell you ChatGPT is outdated. Try this. It can be very hard to keep up. But one thing you should never do is to run away from it. In short, I would say that you should find an AI tool that can work well with you. There are many tools, but you must get good at one or two tools. You must get good at one or two tools, and you must particularly learn how to use it. Now, for job search, let's move on to job search very quickly. I don't think my slide is moving here. I can't see it. I can't place it because it's moving here. Actually, okay, that's not going to waste our time. Okay, is it moving now? All right. So, like I said, I will not be doing it verbatim. I just want us to be able to have something to relate with. So, one of the skills that I mentioned, critical thinking, your ability to think critically. So, like Dorcas mentioned earlier, she said, if AI if an AI to gives you something to do or produces a particular thing, and then you do it, you copy it verbatim, there's no originality there. So one of the first things you should know about AI tools, even with job search, positioning, finding clients, is that AI tool is not supposed to replace you. Normally, by default, AI tool is not supposed to replace you. But if you don't want it to replace you, then you have to use AI properly. Like you have to put AI to use with your person. For example, now, if you are trying to apply for jobs on Upwork, the way to use ChatGPT, like the way I use ChatGPT for client acquisition. Meanwhile, I've been on Upwork since 2020, so when I'm talking about Upwork, I'm talking from a place of pain, lessons, and wins as well. So now, for example, because we're talking about client acquisition and human skills, if you are trying to apply for a job on Upwork, the thing you should normally do with AI is to tell this AI to ChatGPT, for example, I ChatGPT, like a friend, I ChatGPT, I am Relua. I'm a copywriter and content writer for this number of years. I've worked here and here, delivered this and this copy for this brand and business. And I'm trying to write a proposal for this job post. Then copy this is basically me giving you a prompt now. For this job post, please write me a compelling proposal. Now begin to instruct it. I want you to be engaging. I want you to sound casual. I want you to sound compelling. I want you to write. This is literally how I prompt AI now. I want you to write like I understand what the client needs. And I want it to be irresistible, such that it cannot be ignored by the client. I just gave you my proposal template for Upwork, and that's how I get clients. Now, the lot of intentionality. Now, you see, I'm not just telling AI write a proposal. I'm telling it how I want it to be. And when it delivers it, and I begin to tell it, oh, this sounds too sharp, this sounds too dull. It appears like I'm desperate. I don't want to be desperate. Make it calm, make it conversational, sound a little more compelling. I tell you what to do. This is how I personally use AI with creativity to write proposals. Now, if you must actually scale through, if there are skills that, of all the skills, I mentioned creativity, I mentioned emotional intelligence, I mentioned adaptability, I mentioned critical thinking. The most important skill in all of this is adaptability, because the AI tool has not even finished coming. Like, it's still coming. So your capacity to adapt is what will give you an edge when you're searching for jobs, when you're trying to find clients, is what will give you an edge over other people. And I tell you, one thing I've known since I started client acquisition, since I started the job community, which is one of my, excuse me, I think the light has gone off. Okay, so it's a minute. Can you hear me now? Sorry. Okay. So one of the things that you need to do is to put your human feel in how you use AI tools. Is to put your human feel in how you apply to jobs and you apply to clients. So, like I was trying to say earlier, most job seekers and freelancers, and even many times when people reach out to me on remote work, one of the things I figured about them is there's no intentionality. So I used to work as an HR manager for a company here in Lagos, Nigeria, and then I had a lot of recruiting needs to meet. And then at the time, I would see job postings. I see some CVs. I want to dispose them. So I'm like, how are you writing this? 21st century, 2023, 2024. Why are you writing this? Now AI too should give you an edge generally in your job application. You should, by default, if you're a job seeker, ChatGPT should be your friend. Simple prompts will help you to do this thing. And these are not things I can specifically. I would have loved to share my screen, show you how to do it, because I like to be more practical. I think a lot of people just say a lot of things and then there's no practicality there. So it's difficult for them to put it to use. But I cannot do that now. So I can only describe in the best way that I can. So for adaptability, the best way to basically go into the adaptability phase with AI tools is to use YouTube. YouTube is, I don't know, most coaches that you pay for. Do you know that if you sit down with YouTube and then filter the searches on YouTube to courses of 3 hours, I've had reasons to study courses of 11 hours, 12 hours, 13 hours, long hours of courses. You would learn this AI thing for free. And the thing it will cost you is data. That's all. But again, many of us are not ready for what it is that we say we want. Many of us are not ready for the evolution that is coming. So very quickly, I mentioned the skills already. The next thing is how to stay ahead in terms of learning. Now, because AI tools are evolving, there's a way to position yourself. Like, there's a way to attract clients. There's a way to stay employable. And the very first thing is, like I mentioned YouTube earlier, you have to know how to be self-taught. Like, basic things that you need: discipline, staying consistent, taking courses. As you see them be this season, you have to be curious, you have to be very inquisitive. Like, you hear that, yeah, that this skill is coming up, you go and search about it, you make researches on it, and try to see if it's something that you can work with. Now, I'm not telling you to learn all the skills, because in reality, when it comes to earning online, position position yourself for jobs, you don't necessarily need to learn all the skills. You need to learn in demand skills, high in demand skills, skills that companies will keep requesting for, skills that companies cannot do without. So I learned copywriting in 2020, and then one of my biggest regrets is that I had to leave copywriting to begin to switch to other things. I went into sales, went into marketing, all of that, trying to find yourself. And then it's my biggest regret because at the time, I think, was it 2020, I started to feel like copy AI. I think I prompted copy AI, and then copy AI wrote particular copy for me, and I was bothered. Like, you say, this copy, God, this AI is basically doing much more. Now, because of the existence of AI, the competition is crazy. You have to be super good at what it is that you are doing. But you must learn to be self-taught and very, very curious. The second thing is that you must learn to build a digital portfolio. Now, when the whole essence of putting human feel in the use of AI tools is so that you can be useful, so that you can make money from it. So, if you are saying that you need to have adaptability, you need to have creativity, you need to be emotionally intelligent, and if all of these things are supposed to play out, you must know that there's a way to put yourself out there. Now, building a digital portfolio is like the most important thing you need to do as either a job seeker, a freelancer, a remote work enthusiast, or somebody that just wants to make money online. I mentioned earlier that most of the skills that Dorcas mentioned earlier are skills that you can actually sell online. Now, to build a digital portfolio, it stems from the fact that companies no longer want to hear you say, I can do this, I can do that. For example, I think on LinkedIn, I have a lot of virtual assistants following me. And then whenever job postings are posted, whenever I post jobs, they'll see I'm interested. Sometimes when you check the applications, you see them sending applications without portfolio. So I will tell you, it is better for you to attach a portfolio to your applications than to attach a CV. It's quite controversial, but I tell you, I cannot remember the last time I actually had to send proposals or job applications with a CV. Most times I just say, hi, you need this and this and this. I've done this and this and this. And this is a proof of the work that I've done. And then I just put it there, go. And then I send it and I'll get responses. So you have to build a digital portfolio and you have to learn how to connect with innovative companies. So yesterday I was going through YouTube trying to learn some things about client acquisition. And one of the things I figured out from I can't remember the lady now. She mentioned how that she introduces herself to ChatGPT and tells ChatGPT, like I mentioned earlier, tells ChatGPT what it is that she has done, tells ChatGPT that type of client is looking to work with, or I'm trying to work with SaaS companies, or I'm trying to work with gaming companies. This is the skill I offer, and then basically gives ChatGPT the details. Now I'm only mentioning ChatGPT because at the basic level, this is an AI tool that you can connect with. Goes on to tell ChatGPT, so this is what I need, this is who I want to serve, and then she puts in the creativity to actually come up with an email copy, or let me say a cold email to companies, CEOs, and then she lands clients, right? So it's important that you don't just get scared of AI. You don't just start to be scared. Do something about it. Like, don't just start to say, oh God, AI will come for me, and then you don't do anything about it. Let the fact that AI will come for you make you sit down and study. You see, we are in a very noisy world. A lot of persons claiming to have 1,000,001 results and they have nothing. We also have the flip side as the case where there are many people online that do not even talk about what it is that they do. Like Dorcas mentioned it earlier. She said that on YouTube, there are a lot of people making money from AI tools. They don't even say PIM, like they're making a lot of money and they don't say anything. And they're making a lot of money and it doesn't even stop the fact that they're making the money. But whenever you're trying to position yourself as someone that is employable, somebody that companies are constantly want to work with, you use everything to your advantage. Make sure you're good at what it is that you do. Don't stop talking about it. Use AI tools. You're thinking of content calendar. Don't kill yourself if you don't know how to do content calendar. Please go on ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT. You're trying to create a video, you don't know how to do it. There are AI tools that can help you with short content from videos. So I started to look at some skills on Upwork that are in demand recently, and then I figured out that some of these skills are skills that AI will do for you from beginning to the end. Your only job is to begin to use the AI to create it. Sometimes it's even zero level of creativity, but we know already that to have an edge, what you need to do to have an edge would always be to be an expert at it. So my point is that you must learn how to use AI tools. You must then have to make sure that AI tools are working for your positioning. Use it properly. Another thing is that um you cannot jump into all the skills because because it's literally AI tool for everything. Like Dorcas was speaking of the medical line, but I'm talking from the lawyer's perspective. I will tell you that there was, I think when I was in law school, there was this debate about uh, the fact that AI will replace lawyers, and it was really bothering. Some persons were saying that if the AI come to court and tell the judge, "My lord, I think with the AI argue, with the AI do this," and people were really scared. That, and then they now went back to say that okay, the profession of the law says that only a person. I don't want to start to go into details of law now. And so the profession of the law says that only a person that has been duly trained, gone to Nigerian law school, and passed, succeeded, can be a lawyer. Therefore, an AI too cannot be a lawyer or cannot do the activity of a lawyer. The point is, it will still get to a point where AI will do what it's supposed to do. So, how do you position yourself? How do you make sure that the AI tool is working for you and not working against you? The very first thing is to identify your strengths. What is it that you can do? What is it that you cannot do? One thing that I tell people is, if you deceive everybody, don't deceive yourself. What is it that you can do? What is it that you cannot do? Now, anytime you figure out, and when you have figured out your natural talents and where you excel, it determines where it is that you put your effort in and what AI tools you can relate with. For example, I tried to learn data analytics. Now, this is me casting myself. I think a year back or two. I took just like maybe the first module and second module, and I was already very confused because apparently I'm not good with numbers, I'm not good with data, and all of that. So I then decided to say, okay, maybe I should move into video editing, content creation in that sense. So you have to know your strengths. You cannot be going from pillar to post every time. You cannot go from one skill to another skill. If not, you find yourself moving left and right in no direction. So it's important to identify your strengths. Second thing is to set clear goals. What are your ambitions? And I would say don't be small. Don't say, oh, AI too has come, so I don't really have much. Think big and try to think in line with what where AI is going to in terms of how you position yourself. Oh, what you can know all of these things by simple research on Google. You can check AI news. I have a lot of companies that I subscribe to their newsletters to have an idea of where AI is going to. And I'm constantly positioning myself because the job market is very, very competitive. And if you are not good at what it is that you are doing, they will send you home. You will go home. You will literally go home and nothing will happen. So you need to put that in mind. The third thing is to find out resources. One of the things I'm able to do with the job community, and I believe that this Charis project has also been able to do, is to make resources available for you. So you take courses, you engage mentors, let them share with you how to grow. Meanwhile, I would say when it comes to courses, don't get so focused on the certifications. You know, don't don't just say there's this thing with online um the online space that I figured out since I started working online in 2013. Is the fact that we like to announce our I don't know our process too early. Now you're taking a course. Please don't tell us that you're taking a course. Please take the course and pass. And then you're more keen about the fact that Coursera is going to give you a certificate and you didn't even learn what you're supposed to learn. Instead, you just want to go through the modules and get certificate and then post on Twitter, oh, I got a certificate, recently became a clinical analyst. Please don't deceive yourself. Make sure that if you're engaging with any resource that you actually understand what you are taught. Because beyond the congratulations in your LinkedIn or congratulations messages on your Twitter, when you cannot deliver on a job, the client will mess you up, probably will not get paid, they'll probably ignore you. And if God helps you, you are working on Upwork like myself, they will, when you deliver the job, they will give you an amazing bad review. Like the type of review that your job success score will go down. And before you come up, you will struggle. So my point is, whenever you are engaging resources, make sure that you are truly engaging it and that you are learning. And also the fourth thing is take action. I don't know, am I out of time? All right. Okay, so the first thing is take action. Some of you have dreams. Oh, I want to be the best this and this. I want to be this and this. Now, I'm here to tell you that if you don't take action on your goals, they will remain goals. And I think when it comes to taking action, I should tell you that you take it bit by bit. If there's any way for you to utilize the online space, is for you to know who you are supposed to be following and who you are supposed to be competing with. There's some people online that are very good at what it is that they do. That by default, you should be a follower. Just be following them. They release this resource, go and read it. They release this email, go and read it. That's not the time for you to now start to compete. Oh, this person has this person has that. So I want to do it. I'm not be living fake life. Fake life is our problem. I'm saying it. Fake life is our problem. Even skilled people. I have a community of over 6,000 members, and I can tell you that in the job community, whenever I post jobs and people apply, and I see the job, I'm just angry. Like, you don't mean that you're an expert like this. Like, you don't mean it, because most times everything is just hype. I have done this. I think there was a time I was in an interview for somebody, and the person was reading ChatGPT for me. I was like such a country. So you came on an interview call, and you're reading, hey God, you're really reading ChatGPT for me, and you think that me, I will not know. As per me, I don't know how to use ChatGPT. So that's the thing. I'm not saying that I'm not going against ChatGPT, of course, but I'm saying that if you're using ChatGPT, let me see your creativity. If you are telling me you've done this and this, make it practical. And another thing is, some of us don't even know how to use this AI tools that will not nab you. Like, some of us, even in our posts, we can already say that this guy is using ChatGPT or this guy is using AI. You have to position yourself to be better at what it is you're doing and closer to what it is that you want to do. And I think conclusively, what I would say generally about the skills is that whenever it comes to, because if the topic is about mastering essential skills, there are two types of skills to note. There's the technical skills and the soft skills. Now, you cannot say which one should I choose. Should I choose technical skills or should I choose soft skills, or which one is better? It's just like you're trying to fly a plane. I ask you which wing of the plane is better. Is it the right or the left? No, you need both of them. But you must know that some skills are more technical than the others, and some skills are more soft skill inclined than the others. For example, if you're into software development, software engineering, or you're like Docker, that is probably generative AI expert, that's technical. But now you're coming to, maybe you're a recruiter like myself, you're in the HR industry, you're in sales, you're in psychology, you're using more soft skills because you have to relate with people, you have to manage people, you have to converse with people, you have to meet people. And so your soft skills will put you on a better edge in terms of emotional intelligence, your creativity when you're relating with people, or how is it that you can adapt to situations and generally managing things. So sometimes it's your skill that actually tells which of the essential skills you are mastering more. Are you mastering more technical skills or are you mastering more soft skills? You cannot say for sure except you look deeply into what it is that you are doing. And so when you look deeply into what it is that you are doing, then you cannot decide where to focus on. Now, I'm not telling you to neglect, but of course, you know that if you're into recruiting, for example, now you're learning how to meet people, learning how to manage people, which is more of soft skill side, will be required as compared to you're in software development, UI UX design, graphic design that requires more creativity. So both of them are required for you to be able to actually use tech or use AI to get the best of results. So I'm trying to flip through my notes to see if there's something I haven't touched. Um, Conclusively, I would say that for now, when you are trying to focus on, or when you are trying to use human skills in using AI or in the tech-driven world, you have to constantly challenge yourself. Like, you have to constantly challenge yourself. You have to be willing to learn, and then you have to embrace feedback, because this is how, like I mentioned earlier, adaptability is the biggest human skill that you need in all of these AI conversations we're having. Because if you're unable to adapt, you cannot grow. So sometimes It could be that you're learning an AI tool and it's difficult, and then you want to just do the learning more, or find people that can take you through, or maybe try your hands on it and reach out to people to give you feedback. Oh, this tool that I used, though, this is what I think about this tool that you use. And or reach out to your mentors, coaches, like just get feedback based on what it is that you're doing. Whether it is good or whether it is bad, it's not something that you should focus on so much, because you are still growing. And then you have to challenge yourself. It's not like you keep deceiving yourself and stay on the same place, or at the same level. Oh, okay, so for example now, let's say CapCut, and CapCut is not even way AI generated. It's not so much of an AI tool as much. But it is actually one tool that many people use for video editing. So maybe at the moment, or let's say 3 months ago, you're on CapCut, you learned how to cut. You learned how to cut or trim videos. And that's the only thing I've learned since that time. Move on to adjusting the quality of the video, increasing the quality of video. No, but you just want to stay small. Sometimes you have to challenge yourself, take projects, and then whenever it comes to client acquisition, the problem you're likely to have is that you start to feel like you're insufficient. I think I had that starting out. You learn a new skill and you just have to feel, will I deliver? Will the client be happy with what I'm delivering? Am I going to do it very well? Will the client not complain? I'll just tell you, do it regardless. Do it regardless, because until you do it and you get the feedback from your client. Now it's a different thing when you're serving under somebody and when you're delivering to a client. They are two different things. You can be learning from somebody and be serving them. It will not feel the same way as when you are actually trying to deliver to a client. It's a different feel actually, but you just have to do it and be prepared for anything that comes. And I tell you, sometimes I figured out, working with foreign clients, especially as a copywriter, I figured out that they don't even need much. Honestly, Nigerians are stressful, and I'm sorry to say this, but whenever it comes to jobs, Nigerians demand a lot of things. They will tell you, I want this and this and this. I want this. A foreign client just tells you, emphasis on good foreign clients. Please, I'm not talking about those in the countries that we are freelancing. You know that when you're dealing with an Indian client, they're ready for war, because they will use you. I'm talking about clients that are actually willing to pay a lot of money. Most times, they're very direct about what it is that they want. And I think there's this popular quote that they say that clients will go pay you, no go stress you. Once stress has already started entering the matter, just know that that client does not have money. Once the client is saying, I don't like this, do this, just be ready. Be ready for the client, because they probably will not pay early, or when they when they pay, they can come back after and tell you, I need this modification, I don't like this thing, I need it to correct it. Just be ready. And these are filters, like they are trying to get a client, and then you want to actually check. I'm sorry, it sounds like I'm just trying to be as practical and as real with you guys. I can come here and read scripts for you guys and everybody will go home. But I'm trying to be as practical. Some of these things is what you need to know when you're applying for jobs. You check reviews of clients. Once you're seeing a freelancer saying the client is overly demanding, the client is not available, the client does not want to pay, the client, please, I beg you, don't apply. Because the mindset that you need to win, even with the use of AI this season, and then to future proof your career, is that you don't want a client that frustrates you. You cannot put a lot of effort into your work, and then because a client doesn't want to pay, they begin to rubbish your work. Or because the client doesn't want to pay, they begin to complain about your work. And let me share this as the last instance before I actually end. So I created an Upwork. My first Upwork account was in 2020. Yes, and I think I just started to figure out that my job success score was low. I think it was 70, and it was affecting the proposals I was sending, because I wasn't getting people that wanted to take up wanted to hire me. So sometime in 2023, I decided to now create a new Upwork account. I deleted the former Upwork account. I was angry. I was like, please, let me just start again. And I started again. And my first client on Upwork, I first I think I review was not even saying that she's actually a mad person. Actually, I review was I review was okay, but I started to work for her, and then I gave her the first version. And funny how she was not even paying cheap, so I couldn't even tell that she was very funny. I gave her the first job, and she went on to say it doesn't feel like me. Okay, I gave her the second job. Do you know that that's how this man ghosted me? Like, she did not respond. And if you are very active on Upwork, you know that if Upwork clients should ghost you, you can cry. She did not respond. I sent hi, hello. What did I not write? Before I knew it, she wanted to end contract. She wasn't ready to pay. Hey, that's why I was like, hey, oh lawyer, you want to scam me? No. So I reached out to Upwork support and I told Upwork support that okay, Upwork support, please, I don't understand this woman. I delivered on this job. I sent proof and all. And do you know what Upwork did? I'll give you the gist. So apparently, she also now responded and said I did. She go to court. Okay, so she also now responded and then she told Upwork all the lies she could possibly tell them. And that's how Upwork said that okay, that they'll give I think they said they'll give a couple of days for the client to they wanted to check it. Like that's the arbitration team now. They're going to check it. And then when they now came back, they now said that if I want to proceed after their decision of this arbitration, I have to take it to their their dispute committee or something. And then I will need to pay was it $500? I think it was $500. Meanwhile, the job at the time was $500. They have to pay $500 to to be able to resolve it. And I wasn't even sure of winning the case. So I left it. Why am I saying this? I'm saying it because when you are trying to use your skills online, when you're trying to embrace freelancing, remote work, offer your skills online, you need to know that some things are not within your control. Clients will come and mess around with you. And then these freelance platforms, they don't like you. I'm sorry to say they don't like you. I think the conversation is even worse on Fiverr. I've heard a lot of things about Fiverr as well. That they always protect their customers. Anyway, that particular story I was telling you, the client left and never paid me. I mean, I didn't get a dime for that thing. So it's not just that. I think it actually also affected my job success score. I could not cry. Start again. Now, if you are starting out, if you are starting out, these are the issues. These are the issues that is not within your control. This is Upwork. There's nothing we can do about it. If you're in Nigeria, you know that even getting clients on Upwork is very dramatic. Like to get high ticket clients, I'm not talking about those $10, $20, $50 clients. I'm talking about high ticket clients. Sometimes you send proposal, they'll decline it. Sometimes they tell that they don't want Nigerians. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. But you have to show up in a way that you cannot be ignored. Like you have to be good. My coach will tell you, you'll be so good at what it is that you're doing that even when a client wants to not work with you, they have to think of what they are losing. Like if I don't put this person on my team, am I not losing more than putting them on my team? So be good at what it is that you are doing, and you will not be able to say again how good you are at what you are doing if you don't have portfolio. I'm re-emphasizing it that you need portfolio. You see, if there's anything you take from today's meeting, even if it's about AI, you know that when it comes to future proofing your career, you need a portfolio. You need something that can sell you. Your portfolio should be so convincing that when you are not there, a client can literally look at it and be like, yes, I want this person on my team. I think this person can deliver. So work on your portfolio. Now, I'm not be the person to tell you what to do without telling you how to do it. To make portfolios is very simple. You can use Canva, you can use Google Drive. One of the things I taught the job community recently was if you are actually I think the skill that you offer determines it. So let me use writing for instance, because that's what I do and community management. So as a writer now, you can put your portfolio in a Google Drive. This is the simplest I can tell you. Put it on a Google Drive. On that Google Drive, ensure that they are in folders. For example, as a copywriter, you do email copy, you do landing page copy, you do VSL scripts. Group it like that. Now, make sure that you're putting your best work. I did not say all your work. I said your best work. So put your best project in all of these folders. Then do the normal Google Drive thing, share it, make it available to everyone, and copy that link. Now, the link is likely going to be very long, such that it has a lot of numbers and a lot of words that might be difficult for you to really remember. So you go to tinyurl.com, or I think it's bit.ly or bit.tly, one of them. I'm so unsure of that now. But just look for any thank you, bit.ly, yes, bit.ly. or any link shortener, and then shorten it. You can shorten it to Relolua samples, Relolua portfolio, Relolua projects, some projects. It basically will give you something like www.tinyurl.com/ this person's portfolio, and copy that link. Every time you apply for jobs, use that link instead of copying the entire Google Drive link when you're applying for jobs. Now, I think I've shared very practically how you can. I spoke about the skills, but I ensured you have shared more details on how to make it happen. And then, as a recap, I'll say it again: the human skills you need emotional intelligence, you need critical thinking, you need creativity, and you need adaptability. But the most important word is adaptability. So I hope that I've been able to enlighten you a bit about how to use that skills for the future. Okay, I don't have it here now, but I'll compile it and possibly send it to you so you make it available, probably through an email.